Yes, hello there, this is Only One Kenobi here. Only one, and as you will have seen in the thumbnail, this is going to be a Weequay comparison. Because if you are someone who follows me on social media, you will have known that I've been looking to find myself a Weequay to either open or just buy him loose. Because, you know, I love this figure, I love the character, and my god, do I need him. Considering I've got a barge and I'm expecting a skiff and stuff, if there's one super articulated figure I needed, it was Weequay, basically. So actually I looked into my numbers. I keep a record of what I've spent on stuff, and I actually only spent £19 on this, including postage. That was 2 years ago only, and now you'll never get him for that. Well, you might if you're very lucky, but generally as a rule on the secondary market, he's going for £30–40, so in the UK anyway. So I just looked to my Facebook groups, Echo Base and a few others, and you know, thank you so much. It was Matthew I bought it off, and he sold it to me loose for £13 posted, which is great. I'm doing this in natural light because, you know, why not? Hey, it's sometimes quite nice to film figures in natural sunlight. I'm in a room, obviously, so it might be a little bit dark, but there he is. I'm going to show you all these figures and what they can do. Funnily enough, when you put these side by side, these are so similar. But enough about that, let me explain what I've got here. So, on the left, we've got the original 1980s Weequay. This isn't the one I owned when I was a kid. I did have this figure, but this isn't the actual one I had. This is one I bought on eBay for a very decent price. This did not break the bank, probably about £4 or something like that. I can't remember. It might have been in a job lot that I won this one, actually. So it came with I think that might even be the original weapon. I don't know, but this figure, when I was a kid, I always used to think, you know, how good it was. It was just awesome. If you know the sweets Toffos in the UK, this guy, I don't know if they even still sell Toffos, but every time I ate a Toffo, this fella, it just used to remind me of this guy's head, because Toffos were wrapped in a kind of like a plasticky paper, and when you unwrapped them, as with most toffees actually, you get that kind of creased look, and he's got that. Anyway, even for 1983 or whatever this was, let's have a look at his date stamp. Has he got one? He should have. Oh yeah, LFL 1983. There he is. This is a really good figure. In fact, all of that Return of the Jedi line, they'd really up their game with sculpting and all other aspects. It was fantastic. You know, I used to look at that figure when I was a kid and think how screen accurate he was. And I would never use that word screen accurate, but I used to think, wow, that's just how he looked in the film. You know what I mean? But screen accuracy comes much later. That's screen accurate. But anyway, moving on to these two here. This is the Power of the Force 2 figure, which is a really good figure, actually. And I would have settled with just having this and not looking for this VC107 because of how good he looks. But however, the only issue with this guy is he's missing articulation, isn't he? I want all my figures on my barge to be articulated, because you're only limited to having him. I mean, he only ever stands like that anyway, but you're only ever limited to having him like that. And he has got a little bit of that Power of the Force steroid pump, should we say. But still a really good figure. And as I said just a second ago, and I was jumping the gun a bit, when I finally got hold of this figure yesterday, it was delivered, I looked at this one and I thought, my god, they've pretty much recycled the facial sculpt, head sculpt, whatever you want to call it. Not exactly the head sculpt, because I think his braids are different on the vintage one there, but the face is just identical. I mean, why not? Good choice, Hasbro. They pretty much nailed it here. Victims of the almighty Sarlacc, His Excellency hopes that you will die honourably. You see him in the background, just right behind. He's the one who prods Luke in, by the way. Don't get confused, there are two Weequays on that skiff. There is the Weequay Master, who is the Wilhelm Scream. Ow! And then there's this guy with the mint-coloured, that slightly minty, the 80s one. There he is, he's right there. The kind of the light minty blue kind of arms, I guess. He's the one who actually prods Luke in. Well, Luke doesn't go in, as you know, he springs back. But, yeah, anyway, so the facial sculpt is pretty darn good. I hope this video isn't too dark, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quite conscious of it being really dark. I just thought I'd just do it in a natural lighting. And, you know, sometimes the lighting I use in my videos makes my screen flicker. Anyway, this is the vintage one now. And I'm very, very pleased with him. should have mounted the camera for this very video really, but it doesn't matter, it's just a bit of rough and ready. And as you can see, you can do anything you want with his articulation, it's fantastic. So I've got him in that kind of pose there, like he's about to prod somebody out. I'm going to stick him on the barge for now on the roof. You can just join the other skiff guards for now. But these Weequays, the species is fantastic. That is the name of the species, by the way, it's not his name. I'd love to know what his name was if he had one, but yet unknown, I guess. Damn it, I'm now regretting not having something to put the camera on, but look, I will do a proper review of him in the Vintage Collection Wish Shot series if you are... Wish Shot? Oh my god, I really have lost the plot. No, I have a series called the Quick Shot series, which is, I'm about halfway through the Vintage Collection. If you are new to the channel, you won't know what I'm talking about. I'm going through the entire Vintage Collection all the way up to 115 and then beyond that, but check out that, it's fairly recent, the uploads for that, because there's, you know, as I say, 100 plus figures to go through, but I'm on about number 50 now, so it'll be a while before I get to this guy, but it'll be there before you know it. So I shall do a proper video just on him and what you can do with his articulation. I just wanted to just put these three side by side just to show you, you know, how good they all are, and how much I like the species, and how pleased I am to get hold of that one. And with regards to the fact that there are multiple Weequays involved in Jabba's enterprise, I mean, 2 of them go in the Sarlacc pit. 1 of them gets thrown out of a window, as you know, when Luke jumps on the side of the katana. So we know there's more guys with that kind of face. And the fact that I've got 3 now, these 2 were in the cockpit. I'm going to put them back in the cockpit because they could, all 3 of them, be different characters just wearing the same uniform. Because they all do wear the same kind of uniform, these guys. So these guys are going back in the cockpit, where we won't see them. I'm talking about the katana here. They're going to go in the cockpit of the katana. And then this guy is going to assume the role of that guy from the film. You know what I mean? Because he's the best. That is a definitive Weequay. If you're after one, go get one if you can. I was quite lucky. I'd suggest you go on a Facebook group if you want to get a good price, because, you know, people only scalp on eBay to cover, you know, the 10% commission fee, whatever they have to pay eBay, you know, the whatever you call it, the fee, selling fee. Anyway, thank you very much. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you very much for watching that video. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out. Oh yes. Like and subscribe. Nearly on 1,000 subscribers. Thank you.